Former homeless people, what's the darkest side of humanity you've ever experienced? For nearly a year, I was living in a tent behind this old office building that got torn down. Lost my job, bills piled up, and before I knew it, I was on the streets. I kept to myself mostly, picked up odd jobs when I could find them, tried to stay invisible. One winter afternoon, I was sitting outside a gas station when this well-dressed woman walked up to me. Her name was Marla, and she had this warm smile that felt genuine. She said she ran a non-profit that helped people like me get back on their feet. Hot meals, clean bed, shower, and most importantly, real help finding work and housing. I was freezing my ass off in December, so I said yes. At first, everything seemed legit. The building looked professional, had that charity smell of industrial soap and hope. Marla showed me to a clean cot, gave me fresh clothes, and had me sit down for an interview about my situation. She even had a photographer take pictures of me eating a hot meal and getting settled in. We document our success stories for our donors, she explained. People love seeing where their money goes. Made sense to me. Over the next few weeks, I was filmed doing different activities around the facility. Marla would coach me on what to say during interviews about how grateful I was and how the program was changing my life. She posted updates on their website with captions like, "Jonah is thriving thanks to our generous sponsors." But something felt off. I kept asking about job training programs and housing assistance, but Marla always had excuses. The classes were full, the housing list was backed up, maybe next month. Meanwhile, she kept filming more videos of me. I noticed I wasn't allowed to leave the building without supervision. When I asked about getting my phone back, which they'd taken for safekeeping, Marla said it was policy until I completed the program. My ID was locked away too. There were about 8 other guys there, all quiet and scared looking. When I tried talking to them, they'd just shake their heads and walk away. One guy, Kevin, finally whispered to me during dinner that we needed to be careful what we said. That's when I started paying closer attention. I caught Marla editing footage on her computer one day. She was splicing together clips to make it look like I had a job at some restaurant and was living in an apartment. The before and after shots showed a completely fake transformation. She was manufacturing success stories. When I confronted her about it, she got cold real fast, told me I'd signed a residency agreement and couldn't leave without completing the program. I'd never signed anything like that. When I said I was leaving anyway, she threatened to call the cops and report me as a trespasser. "You think anyone's going to believe a homeless junkie over me?" she said with this twisted smile. I'm a respected community leader. That night, I pretended to go to bed but snuck into the bathroom around 2 a.m. There was a small window that led to an alley. I squeezed through and ran. I ended up at a real shelter across town where a social worker named Janet helped me report what happened. Turns out, Marla had been running this scam for years. The investigation found she'd stolen over $200,000 in donations and had fake documentation for dozens of made-up success stories. She'd used real homeless people as props for her fraud. Some guys had been trapped there for months, too scared to leave because she'd convinced them they'd go to jail. But here's the darkest part. When the police raided the place, they found that Marla genuinely believed she was helping us. In her twisted mind, giving us food and shelter while she stole money meant for our actual recovery was somehow noble. She saw us as less than human, just content for her videos.